Hey everybody, I'm David.
I'm Jess.
I'm the husband.
I'm the wife.
And we are married.
15 to life.
I can be your friend. I can be your friend.
You got about details on the brain.
You put it on the brain. That was a great reel. If y'all aren't following her social media, you're getting really creative.
I'm really trying to
I love it.
What's it called? Not upgrade, but just like stay
Upscale.
up to date.
Upscale. You're trying to upscale too.
I'm trying to like the new wave of
it's all shorts.
It's all shorts, but it's not. It's not what I'm most comfortable doing, and so it's been fun.
Let's post this podcast in 100 shorts. Let's do it that way. That way you have to watch the next one.
I like short. Like I like shorts. I watch a ton of them and reels, TikToks, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm not used to creating them.
Yeah. See, this is a new thing for me. It's only really been the last 2 years that I've even started to get into shorts because
they've exploded.
Because you would be laying over in bed and I'd be like, would you please stay on something for more than 1 minute? And you're like, that's the way it is.
It's such a time suck though, because it's short. So you don't really realize how much
you've watched.
But it's just so easy to like scroll. But yeah, it's addicting.
Yeah. I was just finished watching the press conference with President Trump and the Prime Minister in the UK, and one of the questions came out was, I see that the US is trying to actually purchase TikTok and get a TikTok brand and get it away from China. And they said, when you do that, will we redevelop the algorithm because China's algorithm is so addictive? And I'm like, yes, it is.
Like with anything else on social media, their goal is to get you to stay on the platform as long as possible.
You can. That's how they make money.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's what every single platform tries to do.
I know it's controversial, and we're not going to stay here at all for any length of time. But are you ever nervous about using TikTok because of where it comes from?
I'm not, just because what do they want from me?
Yeah. You want to learn about Jesus and how to make soup and how to be a parent.
I mean, I don't care if they whatever. But
yeah. But if we all of a sudden lose a bunch of money in our bank account and we don't know where it's going,
I don't have my bank account attached to it.
I know you don't. Yeah, there's nothing there. They can do it. They can hack if they want to hack. But yeah, good luck with that.
They can hack into my whatever. I don't know what you're going to accomplish by that.
Good luck with that. I mean, we know they're listening on the phone. I hope you enjoy the show. Okay, I hope you enjoy the show. So it's been
I don't think anybody's listening to my phone because it's not very exciting.
Well, they are, but
they can probably.
They can, and they probably.
I don't think they're listening to me. I'm too boring.
I mean, come on. You and I will talk about something, and then we'll get on Facebook, and the next ad we see is for what we just talked about. They are listening.
Yeah. Well, when I don't mean like an ad service. I mean like people.
No.
I'm not exciting enough for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, guys, when this episode drops, audio-wise, it will be 2 days away from, but then when it drops, it will be the day before our 16th anniversary.
That was weird how you said it. When it drops on video, when it drops on YouTube.
Yeah, when it drops on video, YouTube, because there's only one. Okay, so when it drops on YouTube, it's the day before anniversary. When it drops audio-wise,
I was like, I don't want to follow that.
It's 3 days before our anniversary. But so I guess happy anniversary.
Yeah. Happy anniversary. It snuck up on me this year.
Yeah, our anniversary is next 1 week from today when we're recording.
1 week from today.
Yeah, so we typically record on Thursdays. Usually because it just works out best for our schedule. But yeah, it's been interesting. This will be. I think we recorded one episode before our anniversary last year because our second one was, I think, right after we got back. So
I think we recorded a couple before.
So we've crossed the 1 year mark, honey. How you feel about it?
I've loved doing the podcast. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, what else do you want to say? It's been a lot of fun.
It's been the highlight of my life. I love doing this with you.
It's not been the highlight of my life, but it has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, the highlight of our life is what we're about to talk about, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all that's produced from that.
Yeah.
So since we're doing that, we kind of we've referenced it a little bit, but we've never really talked about our wedding on here.
Yeah. Now, I know on my channel, we watched our wedding video.
Yeah, we reacted to it. Yeah.
That's been years ago, though.
And we'll put that link in the description so you guys can go watch that if you want to.
Yeah, if we can find it somewhere out there.
We'll type it in your search list.
It should be able to come
up. It should pop up. You're the tag master, so I'm sure you can find it.
Probably.
Yeah. But so 16 years ago, at this time, me and you, much younger, much more naive,
we were so young,
much more inexperienced, much more Southern accent sounding. Which it is hilarious when if y'all go watch it, our Alabama accents are much thicker.
Yeah, when we moved to Texas, that's when our accents started getting a little bit less twangy.
Yeah.
But when you go back and listen to us that long ago, and I had just been in South Alabama, which the accents are even more twangy there.
Oh, South Alabama is crazy.
So they were real strong. I mean, people still say we sound Southern, and we are.
Yeah, we can't help that.
But yeah, we've
definitely mellowed out a little bit. Yeah, it's hilarious. Just even within, I mean, every part of the country has its own accent, but especially in the South, there are so many variations of the Southern accent.
Yeah,
you know, some are more chopped up, some are faster talking, some are slower, some are more twangy, some are more gruff and like Western sounding almost. It's really interesting. The different places we lived, we've heard almost every kind of Southern accent you could think of.
I wonder too, like, because we are able to talk more to people around the world and hear more language in terms of,
does it mellow out our accents?
I'm wondering if people are going to have a strong accent now, because like when we were growing up, the only people we ever talked to were people that we would watch TV,
right?
But other than that, it was just people that we were with physically.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of it is what you listen to, but also just
like, have you seen the videos of the little kids who are in England and they watch Miss Rachel, and so their first words sound American because there's Rachel. Yeah. That's so funny.
It is. I definitely think it's what you hear the most. Therefore, it's what your brain imprints to be. That's what my words are going to sound like. But I mean, all three of our kids, they kind of talk like us, but they have their own.
I don't know. I feel like when you're around somebody a lot, it's hard to, you don't really pick that up.
You don't. Yeah, it's true. I'm sure that everything's going to change the more we grow up.
Well, Mark has like a Boston accent.
Yeah.
He says caw.
Yeah, he says cause and I don't wanna. Yeah. Is it Boston? No, it's Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
No, because
he's always been like that.
In Boston, it's cause.
I love the way he talks.
Yeah.
It's actually fading a lot.
It's fading a little bit.
But oh my gosh, it's the cutest thing.
I play with my coys. Yeah, that's Brooklyn. That's a Brooklyn accent.
It's hard.
Shout out to the Brooklyn.
He always says it's hard.
It's hard. Yeah, if you're from Boston, it's hard.
Yeah, that's true.
This is hard. And you want to know what Boston sounds like?
I feel like he used to sound more like that, and now it's turned to this.
Go watch the Wahlburger family. That's Mark, and all them. Those are Boston. That's the Boston accent.
The khakis.
The khakis. Yeah.
The khakis.
I'm from Boston.
Sounds like khakis.
I'm from the Boston.
Okay. Anyway, I don't know how we got on this.
Anyway, but so we're gonna talk about our wedding, roundabout way. Well, I mean, and if we didn't have our wedding, we wouldn't have had these kids we can talk about.
That's true.
So, but yeah, so. We've already shared our engagement story. So let's go back to post right that. When I asked you to marry me, you had 5 months.
Yeah, and did we decide that like right away?
No.
I think we did, because I remember eating lunch after we got engaged,
we went
and
went to our little Mexican restaurant in Gulfport.
And I remember us looking at the calendar, and I think we decided like that day, because we knew we didn't want to wait a long time.
Yeah.
I was just about to graduate college, so it was one of those things like I couldn't really get a job until I knew where you were settled.
Right.
So it's not like we wanted this long engagement when we were in different places. Like we just are ready to let's start our life together. If
we had pushed it sooner, it would have been like a June or July wedding. We're like, that's too soon.
We needed some time.
Yeah, that's only 3 months away. But also, I don't think. Oh, and the other thing we talked about is you're a December baby. I'm a January baby. We didn't want to get married.
I don't remember us considering that.
I do remember that, because we were like, we don't want to get married like right around or right in the middle of our birthdays.
I don't remember us considering that.
Yeah.
I just remember going, I need a job, but we need to figure out our life before I can get a job.
Because
we didn't know where you were going to be. We didn't know where I was going to be. We were both kind of in this flux, and we were like, we just need to go ahead and get married as soon as possible, but giving ourselves, because we knew we wanted a fairly big wedding.
Right.
We have a lot of family and stuff, and so we wanted to give enough time, but we didn't want it to take forever either. I can't imagine, like, some people are engaged for a year or 2 years. I can't imagine.
That's a lot. That's a lot of time for her to change her mind.
Oh gosh!
So I didn't want to. I didn't want to do that. So I didn't want to give you any length of time to go. Hey, hold on a second. Yeah, but anyway,
that's not going to happen.
Yeah, you've had 16 years now to think about it.
That's not going to happen. We were so excited.
Yeah, and that is something we'll talk about that towards the end of the podcast. So I'll save it for that. But let's spoiler alert. Hang on. But so we talked about where it was going to be. So when we picked September 25th, I know that was because it's either gonna be an even day or a 5-day. I just knew it.
Well, also, I really wanted to have a night wedding.
Yes.
I don't know why. I just always have. But at our church, and I wanted to get married at my church.
Yep, not on the beach, not in the mountains.
I really wanted to have it at my church.
Somebody's backyard, which is popular right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's all great. I'm not an outdoorsy person at all. So I knew I wanted to get married at the church, but they don't let you have your wedding past like 2:00 on a Saturday because they have to get everything ready for Sunday. So that made us go, okay, well, we have to get married on a Friday night then. Mm-hmm. And so we were looking at the different Friday nights, which actually worked out well with like everybody's football schedule. You know, in the South, you have to consider that too. You don't want to get married on a day that Alabama's playing or whatever.
I mean, there's high school football.
I know.
And did we try to find a day that
ended up, I think the day, I can't remember exactly because Tim was in marching band with he was like in 9th grade. And I think that week we didn't plan this. We weren't really thinking about it because we were just like, it's high school. Mm-hmm. Like it wasn't that big of a deal. But I think they ended up having a Thursday.
He wasn't in 9th grade because Clark was out of high school. Clark and Katie were married.
Okay, well, he wasn't in 9th grade.
Wait, was he a senior?
No.
11th?
I don't remember.
Because you were 22.
Mm-hmm. So
he was 17.
Okay. He was like a junior.
He was a junior or senior in high school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either way. Anyway. So
I was saying is if you watch the wedding video, that's a tall freshman walking down the aisle.
Well, he was a tall freshman.
He was a tall freshman.
But I think it ended up being like where they played on a Thursday. We didn't even know that. Yeah. But I want to say it was something like that.
But I was teaching at Kingwood at the time too. But we had a lot of football players at my wedding.
Or maybe it was that. Maybe it was Kingwood that had it early.
Maybe
your school had a Thursday night
game. So
I think Tim may have had to miss.
Which worked out great because then all the kids I taught were able to come to the wedding.
I think that Tim had to miss his game.
Yeah.
I want to say he took one for the team. His big sis.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly. But I really wanted to have... I mean, I guess I considered your opinion. Did you have an opinion when I said I wanted to get married at night?
I learned a long time ago, you just get in where you fit in.
Hey, we planned a lot of stuff together. The stuff that you cared about.
Yeah.
Like the music,
Well, and here's the crazy thing. And it drives her crazy, but she's just learned in 16 years, this is me. I don't care about a lot.
Which is good.
I really don't.
Because it annoys me when... you know, when a couple's planning a wedding and the man is so opinionated and it's like, look, I know that this is both of our day and I very much wanted it a reflection of both of us.
Absolutely.
But the man usually hasn't been dreaming of this since they were a little girl, little kid.
Men don't typically put their suit coats on in the closet and pretend to walk their stuffed animals down the aisle, you know?
So it's like, let her have her moment.
Exactly.
But then like, obviously, like I wanted us both to plan it and I wanted us both to have input.
Yeah.
But you were very like, go with the flow with everything.
Yeah.
I was too. I was not a bridezilla.
The only non-negotiables for me was I was going to sing to you.
Yeah.
And if there's anything music related, I'm choosing it. Or I'm at least having a strong opinion on that.
We had like a wedding song list like before like the ceremony started. We both picked that out. We picked out the
music
what everybody
at the reception.
What everybody was going to walk down the aisle to. Yeah. All of that we picked out together. We picked out the food together.
Yes.
So once we started planning this wedding, my mom worked at a wedding venue.
Did you pick out my tux or did I?
We both went to the tux place and picked out.
And did you already have your dress picked out before I had my tux?
Probably
because you wanted it to look good with it.
Well, they have to order it.
Right.
So it was so weird because we're kind of getting off, but when I got married,
we're just in planning mode. So I'm talking about the plans we made.
When we got married, I was actually in several other weddings. Like 2 of my closest friends were getting married at the same time within a few months of each other, and my brother and sister-in-law were getting married. And so I was in all of those weddings. So actually, I was going to the bridal store to, I forget whose wedding it was. It must have been Clark and Katie's, my brother. And I was trying on a bridesmaid's dress. That's why I was there. And I tried on the dress. We picked it out. I mean, you know, they just tell you which one. You just got to pick out your size or whatever and try it on. And I got to talking to the bridal consultant and saying, like, I need to book an appointment to come in because I'm getting married, you know, and I want to get a wedding dress. And she's like, actually, I have some time right now. And so we were not, my mom was with me, but I was not like prepared. Like my hair was not done. I didn't have makeup on. Like if I had gone back, I probably wouldn't have done it the same way, but I was like, okay.
Let's kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
And I tried on several dresses, maybe like 3 or 4. And she they're so good at those kind of places. They can kind of like see what you like about each one and be like, okay, I know the one that's going to work.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because I knew I wanted it to be like a bride's dress. I wanted it like the princess dress, like with the full, because this is the one time in your life that you're going to wear something like that. And I really liked any kind of like sparkle. Like I liked a lot of that, which is weird for me. I would have thought I would have been more simple, but I just really leaned into, this is the only time I'm going to be able to wear a dress like this.
I think that's what it is. All the other dresses in your closet are you. This is the one time you get to become somebody else. You get to become you get to become a princess.
It was very much like, I thought it was beautiful, but it was very like blingy. Like it had like a lot of sparkle and stuff on it. And as soon as I put it on, I was like, this is it. But it really, I don't even know what it was. It had this really beautiful back. It was really full. I love the dress. Actually, when I went home this last time with the kids for spring break, I got, this is so funny. We need to do like a whole thing on YouTube about this or something. I have my wedding dress now. It's been at my mom and dad's house for all these years. And I thought, would it be fun to like put it back on again? I haven't put it on since our wedding.
And we know it'll fit you.
It was probably too big. I'm smaller now than I was then. I mean, things have redistributed, so who knows? I've had 3 kids since then.
Yeah.
So I remember I was standing in the wedding dress, and you called me. And do you remember me saying like,
I do.
I'm wearing the wedding dress right now?
And I'm like, am I supposed to know that?
I didn't show you anything. So they had to order it, which the only like snafu we had was the one I tried on was like a long, it was called, like they had like a standard size and they had like a longer version. And we didn't know that, or they didn't say that. And so we went to order it. We just ordered
standard
because it fit perfect. It had a little bit of room. Well, it was kind of short when it came in and it was too late to fix it. So then I went on a hunt of, I've got to have shoes that are completely flat.
Yeah.
Completely flat because like... There's a lot of pictures that we took that if you see like the full like back, you can see my like feet. That's the only thing that was kind of snafu with the dress.
Yeah.
And I really wanted a white dress. If I could have gone back, there's 2 versions. There's like an ivory, which is like slightly off-white.
Yes.
And then there's
slight yellow tint to it.
Yeah. And then there's like bright white.
Yes.
And in my mind, like, I wanted a white dress. It's a wedding dress. And I didn't really think about it. And so it's white.
Oh, yeah, it's white.
If I could have gone back, I probably would have chosen the ivory one.
You and the dress, there was no distinction. You just floated right into your dress.
I was also thinking this. My skin is so fair that a lot of times any sort of yellowish tinge
makes you look like you have jaundice.
It makes me look weird coloring. Yeah. So, maybe it worked out for the best.
Well, and having the pure white made you almost look a little tanner, and you didn't mean to have a tan.
That's right. And of course, I had to pick out the veil and all of that. And that part was so fun. But I remember when we sat down to plan our wedding, my mom was working at a wedding venue. Yep. A lot of people get married there, but then, some people will get married another place like a church and then have their reception there. It's this older house. It was called Magnolia Manor.
Do they still do this?
I don't think that the house is still there, but I don't think they do weddings there anymore. I'm not sure what they do there, but it was a beautiful older house. House is the wrong word.
Right.
Don't think house. Think.
It's a manor.
Yeah, it's a manor. And so I was like, I want to get married at the church.
Of course.
But I don't really don't want the reception there. They have like a gym you can use, but other than that, like so
or a large cafe area, but you can't fit everybody in there.
Yeah. So our plan was we were going to get married at 7:00 on a Friday. And then have the reception at the manor. Yeah. My mom, bless her heart, she about killed herself that week leading up to it. They did all the food.
Yes.
She did the flowers. There was so many people that like worked their butts off. My mom slept at the manor for like 2 weeks or more leading up to it. Yep. They were just working their butts off. And you better back me up on this. I was not a bridezilla.
Not at all.
I was just like, they would come to me with something and I'd be like, I don't care. Like whatever y'all think.
Yeah. To which they were like, I never heard this before.
I really just trusted that they knew. I mean, they did ask us. We had to pick out like the food.
Also, your mom knows you better than anybody. She's going to know what you want.
And they kind of knew like what looked good. Oh, we had this thing that, they did this. And it was really cool. And I was like, all right, yeah. So, we picked out the food. We picked out the music. We weren't going to have dancing. There really wasn't a place for dancing. And I regret that now that we've been to weddings that have dancing. I think it's so much fun, but we didn't have dancing, but we did play music.
Well, I think if we renew our vows now, we will, because most of the people that would have a problem with dancing are no longer with us.
I don't even know that they would. So in our faith,
growing up,
not even us, but like it was just this mentality from older people that dancing just wasn't proper.
You can dance in worship. You can't dance romantically. That was their view.
I don't know. But I don't think any of our grandparents would have had a problem with it. My grandparents wouldn't have.
My dad's side would have.
Really?
Yeah, Papa would. I don't know if Papa would be uncomfortable with it, but I think he'd be like, if that's what they do, that's what they do.
Yeah. But, I mean, I'm not talking about like anything inappropriate.
No, but I'm saying my Papa and Granny would never slow dance to.
No, and that's the thing with like dancing in a wedding. Nobody's forcing you to do it. You know, I love going to weddings and dancing now. And it wasn't a thing for me back then. Yeah. Like a lot of my friends who had got married, they didn't really have dancing either. It just wasn't. Mm-hmm. But if we could have had like our first dance, that would have been really special.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know how we got on that, but we did have like
because we're talking about the planning.
We got like into a wedding. We had like a wedding song. We had like songs that we played at the church.
Right.
So we came up with that.
Yeah. The before music and the music.
And then the processional music.
Before everybody comes into, do you remember what we picked?
At last. That was one of them. My love. That was one of them.
That was a reception song.
I think that was a pre-song too.
I'm saying, do you remember the songs that we used for everybody to come into? You better know the answer to this because I do. And if I know this and you don't.
I know mine was Somewhere in Time.
The whole procession was.
Oh, it was? I thought they came into, now the grandparents and stuff came into a different one. They did.
The people coming down, the people being walked to their seats and down the aisle were Somewhere in Time.
Oh.
You came in when the saxophone kicked in. Yeah. That's what we picked for that.
Anyway,
you do know this though. The presentations we put together for me and you that showed our birth.
Okay, yeah. So we really wanted to have pictures. We were like big into pictures and documenting even before it was cool. Y'all.
Absolutely.
So we wanted to have like slideshows because we wanted our wedding to be.
It's a celebration of
our life coming together.
Exactly, but it's a celebration of the moment and of our dating history. But it's also even more. These two people have lived full lives up till now, and these two lives are becoming one.
And we really put a lot of planning. I know a lot of people plan their receptions. We planned a lot of our actual ceremony.
Yes.
So when the wedding first starts, before anybody comes in, this is how but kind of went a little off track a little bit, but our plan was before anybody comes, like me or you or the groom's bridesmaid, before any of the wedding party comes, a slideshow for me would play. Like of me growing up,
right?
Blah blah blah, and that song was "I Am Blessed." I am what's it? Rachel Lampa.
Rachel Lampa, Blessed.
Y'all, back then, before Blessed Jess, that was the song I chose.
I know.
It's crazy to think about.
That word has been synonymous with you.
It's crazy. And then you chose, oh gosh.
You better know this.
I made these slideshows.
Who's my favorite group of all time?
I know it was something by For Him.
The Message.
The Message. And so then David's slideshow would show. And then the wedding.
No, I was first, then you.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was. Go watch the video.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's right. We did it.
I may not remember a lot of details. The stuff I was in charge of, I remember.
You were in charge of it, but how was I the one that put together these slideshows? I think because you were working a lot and stuff, and I hadn't really started a job yet. I did a lot of this kind of stuff.
No, because I come into the room before you do, so my show should play before yours does.
Yeah, and we were thinking, like, you're older than me, chronologically. Anyway, you're right. So...
Say that again?
You're right.
I'm going to clip that and use that as a sound drop.
Anyway, so then the wedding party would come in. We can talk about the wedding party if you want.
Yeah, sure.
So I had a maid of honor. Mm-hmm. Actually, had a matron of honor was my aunt, which was really special to me. She was more like a big sister to me than an aunt.
And people are like, how come you picked your aunt, not your mom? Because your mom is CEOing this thing. That's why. She's exhausted.
It's not really a thing done a lot to have your mom be your maid of honor. I wanted her to experience it, know? Yeah. So my aunt was my matron of honor. And then my bridesmaids were all three of my closest friends growing up. like we grew up together. My friend Shay, which I talk about on my channel all the time, we're still really close. And then also still close to Betsy and Mallory. I grew up with all three of them from like birth.
Do you ever chat with them though?
Yeah, we do. And like when I come home, I'll try to like talk to them and stuff. We just, you know how it is, like life.
Everybody's married. Everybody has kids.
Stuff.
Everybody has their own careers, the stuff they're involved in. Yeah.
But yeah, we still talk. And
but they all still go to the same church, right?
Yeah. And thank goodness for like Facebook and seeing pictures of each other's kids and everything.
Absolutely.
And then my sister-in-law who was pregnant with my niece, Emma, she was the other one. That's all of them, right? I didn't miss anybody.
Yes, I believe so.
We had 5.
Yeah.
And then on your side, your dad was your maid of honor. Your dad was
Sorry,
your
Dad.
best man.
My dad was my best man. And looking back, I almost wonder if I should have let him sit back and experience it.
I think it was sweet. A lot of times dads are best men.
Yeah, and dad's been a big influence in my life, and so I wanted him to be there. He didn't throw me a bachelor party, but but he made up for it because he helped me get the ring for you.
Yeah.
So that was a big help. I was really appreciative of that.
I love my ring, but I can't wear it because
I know
we got to get it resized.
We're both trying to get to a place where like, okay, now we can get them resized.
I know, like I should probably just go ahead and do it, but I'm just afraid that I do want to lose more weight.
Because it's crazy because I got these temporary ones to fit my thing, and then I lost like another 10 pounds, and now these barely fit me.
I think those kind of stretch out too.
They do stretch out too, but so yeah.
I was supposed to anyway.
Yeah, but yeah, I have my dad. I have my oldest childhood friend, which we almost never talk now, but he and I were inseparable for most of my childhood. So I had him, and then
your cousin.
And then I had my cousin Tyler, who had gotten married before,
which I had gone to. I gone to that wedding with you, like
down
right after we started
Boca Raton,
dating,
Florida. Yeah, so we did that, and so I had him, and then I had then I had Clark and Tim.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you remember?
Yeah,
my brothers.
Your brothers, yeah, because I wasn't going to exclude
sweet.
them. Yeah, so I had Clark and Tim, and then we had our cousins, and
so we didn't have any like small girls in our life, like that could be a flower girl, and I didn't want to just ask a random girl that I wasn't close to. So we had both of our youngest cousins be the ring bearers. So we had 2 ring bearers, and now these are full grown men.
Yes, one of them's married.
One of them's married, and just looking back and thinking about how little they were, they were like Mark's age.
Yes,
a little bit older than Mark. I think they were like 6 or 7, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, but that was our wedding party. And then both of our grandfathers married us, my papa and your papa.
Who married our parents.
And they both married our parents. So it was really special to have that like full circle.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was so, and unfortunately your papa's no longer with us, and he was sick as a dog that day.
He had like some kind of stomach flu or something. I felt so bad for him. He powered through it.
Yeah.
And both of my grandparents, all of my grandparents are passed away, but they were all there at our wedding. My papa passed away right when I got pregnant with Nate. And then both the rest of them just over the years. So going back and watching the video, it's so special because none of them are here anymore.
Yeah, all 3 of my
your granny couldn't be there.
My granny couldn't be there because of health reasons.
Yeah.
But Papa, of course, did the wedding. Grandma was, of course, there. She's gone on to be with the Lord now. We did that episode back in November. No,
March.
Thank you. But my grandpa, who unfortunately passed away when I was when I was like 20. He was 70 years old. He passed away a long time ago. But to commemorate him there,
we wanted to do something in honor
of him. So my papa, who married us, was using Grandpa's Bible.
Yeah, which was really special.
Yeah,
I remember us picking out our vows because we did. If I could go back, I would probably like us to write our own.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Maybe.
But at the same time, like there was just something about the tradition of the vows. So ours were slightly different.
They were hybrid.
Yeah, it was kind of. I don't even remember them now. Do you remember?
I think it was. I just think we made them more New Living and less King James.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They felt traditional, but they weren't like, do you take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife? It wasn't necessarily like that. And then so we had the slideshows. Then I came in, and then we did. Do we do communion after that? They did the vows.
You came into the music. Who gives this bride away?
Yeah, my dad gave me away.
And then
my dad walked me down the aisle.
And then of course your papa did the spiel of what marriage is, and then my papa did his hybrid of that.
Did my papa pray? I think he did the prayer.
Yeah, he did the prayer.
And then your papa did like his
what
he always. I love like we like whatever all that stuff that you always say. Do that. And it's like you do it. I can't remember.
Well, he said marriage is a covenant between man and woman and the Lord. God did not create woman from the head of man to rule over him, nor did he create woman from the foot of man to be trampled upon. But he created man from the rib.
Women. You created women.
Sorry, my bad. But he created women.
We know what you meant.
From the rib of man to be close to his heart, to be protected at his side, and to be equal with him in service.
Yeah, so sweet.
And so by the time.
And then we did the vows, right?
Yeah, then we did the vows, exchanging of the rings, and then we did communion.
And y'all, backstory.
The worst communion I've ever taken in my life.
Okay, so mom sent me to do, this is all my fault. I didn't know. She's like, go get whatever bread you want. This was like a day before or something. And so I just went and got like some small like rolls.
Yep.
You know? And so the morning of or whatever, they're setting it up. They just put the little rolls on. We kind of like walked forward.
Yep.
Nobody really saw it really.
No.
And we had like a cup and then the little roll. Mm-hmm. And when we put this roll in our mouth, it was the most dried out. I guess because it had been sitting there for so long.
You would have thought we were eating matzah or something. It was so dry.
It was worse than that because it was big though, you know, because it's bulky. But it was so dry.
And I've got to try to get this down and then go sing, because that was the next thing was our song.
I felt so bad for you. It was so bad. Mm-hmm. Like the worst. That was probably the worst part of our wedding.
Now I'm trying to remember what song we played during this.
It was Little Big Town.
Yes.
What is that
To
song?
Know You is to Know Love. Yes,
I love that
I remember
song.
that.
And that slideshow was our dating
relationship.
All this,
because we don't want people watching us take communion.
It's awkward.
And then also at the end of that song, we gave
our moms
mom's roses.
And this is how it was supposed to go. I went a little Brazil on this.
Yeah.
I was supposed to give your mom a rose.
And I was supposed to give your mom a rose.
Yeah, and then we hugged them all.
Yeah.
So we first go to my mom and dad.
Correct.
And you give my mom the rose.
And we hug each other. We
all hug. My dad, mom, you all.
Yeah.
And then we go to your mom. And of course, your dad's up there on the stage. So it's just your mom and Kevin, which we need to talk about how good Kevin did.
Kevin did so good. Until the very end, which is hilarious.
So we didn't know how he was going to do. I mean, he has autism, but we wanted him involved.
Absolutely.
And so your mom did so good, like practicing
Did Kevin walk my mom in?
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Kevin walked your mom in, and he did so good. They practiced like, escorting, and he didn't really like that. So they just held hands. It was so sweet. And so when we go over to give your mom the flower, and the flower was like in the pew in front. Yeah. And so you reached down.
I beat you there. Yeah.
You reached down and give it to her. And in the video, you can see me like yanked
it out of my hand and then gave it to her.
It's so funny. I was like, no, that's not how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to give it to her.
Yeah. And then the next part of the wedding was I was going to sing to you, and it was a song that I had written.
I know.
And to this day, I think it's my best song.
It was so special. I cried. I think everybody cried.
Yeah.
And you did so good. I remember being so nervous.
Do you remember what we did before that, though?
We just kind of stood there and hugged, because we had a little bit of time because the songs were still playing.
There's like another chorus, so there's like another 45 seconds left of the song, and I'm like, well, I don't want to sit here and just stare at you. So
we just kind of stood there and like hugged.
And we had a lot of people afterward go, that moment melted us. Like y'all took a moment to like check in on each other and be like, how we doing? I remember
being so concerned because if I had to sing in that moment, I would have not been excited about it. And I just remember being like, are you okay? Or is this going to be okay? Are you okay?
You kidding me? I live for this.
That's the difference between you and me. I didn't even want to have to say anything. And they had
Do you wish that you had stood facing the people?
No.
You faced me only.
No, I was a mess. I was crying.
But we had a camera on the side that caught you.
So this was another huge surprise. But when we were planning the wedding, we had paid for the photographer, a really great photographer, all this stuff that you're doing. And I remember mom and dad asking me if we wanted it videoed. And I was just like, I felt really bad for the expense of everything. Yep. And I was like, I don't need that. We were going to have great pictures. And I really didn't think that much about it. And we just kind of moved on.
Yeah. And by video, do you mean you're going to put one camera up in the back and just film the whole thing?
But back in this time, it was just when wedding videography started taking off.
Yeah.
And like
2009.
Yeah, I mean, now it's a huge thing. But back then...
Okay, I'll come back to that in a second.
So your mom and dad, like the week of, I remember your mom asking me, we have a friend who does wedding videography or whatever. And she'd asked me if we were having a video. And I was like, no. She's like, well, we have a friend that does it. If you don't mind, well, would you like him to do it? And I remember being like, sure, that'd be great. Well, I never thought about it again.
Right.
And then at our dress rehearsal,
we start seeing cameras.
Well, I know there was a man in our church that did wedding videography. So as soon as he walked in, I knew who he was and I know what he was doing. And we were all so confused. And we were like, why are you here?
Right.
And he said that your mom and dad had hired him. And apparently the family member couldn't do it.
Yep.
And so they hired him as a surprise to us. And I am so thankful.
Me too.
22-year-old me had no idea how much I would want that videoed.
Yep.
And I can't imagine not having that video now.
Let me ask you a question. If we just posted that video in either of our channels, unedited, uncommentaried, would we get in trouble for that?
Probably the songs.
Yeah,
they're copyrighted.
We'd have to copyright them out.
Yeah. The other stuff, I don't think. I mean, it's just our...
Because, I mean, is there copyright from the people who filmed it? Do they have rights to it?
I don't think so. I don't even think they're still in business. I don't even know that they even do that anymore.
Okay. Well, y'all vote. Would y'all like this to post it? You won't be able to hear probably any of the music, but would you like to see it?
So it was really cool how they did it. They mic'd you up.
Yes.
And then before the wedding, they came in and interviewed us. Oh my gosh, I was not prepared for it.
Yeah.
I sound like an idiot.
I kind of regret that. I wish we hadn't done that.
Well, it's sweet now watching it back.
It is, but it was awkward. We weren't in the right headspace.
We weren't.
And I had a cut in my forehead.
It was shaved.
Because I had a unibrow, so I tried to shave it, and the razor got too close. So I had a little cut right here, which I had to put makeup on to try to make it not show up on the pictures.
Oh my gosh! Now I take care of his unibrow.
Yes, you do.
But it's just so sweet. The whole thing. They filmed the dress rehearsal. They filmed the rehearsal dinner, I guess.
Yes.
And they filmed the wedding reception. I'm just so thankful that we have those memories documented. And so, in the whole way, of course, they don't want a big microphone on my dress. So you were the only one mic'd up.
Yeah, they mic'd it on my tie.
And I remember just being like, I don't want to have to say anything. Like I was even shyer back then than I am now.
Yes, you were.
And so I remember when you were singing, I just was like, I don't know how he's doing this in front of everybody. That's the difference between us. So no, I don't want anybody looking at me as I'm bawling my eyes out.
I will give you $100 when we get home if you can if you can quote the chorus right now.
This is love, so much more than emotion. This is love. This is love, so much more than emotion. This is love. Wider than the deepest ocean.
Keep going.
Oh, God. And as long... No. It's wider than... This is love. I know the last part. I'm missing that first part.
Drop it right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is love, so much more than emotion. This is love, wider than the deepest ocean. And no matter the storms life may bring, forever I'll be wearing this ring. This is love.
I got most of it.
Yes,
I just forgot that one little part.
Yeah.
Which you had already, thank God you didn't surprise me with that song. I had already heard it, but I still was a kind of a mess.
I should credit you.
I did help you write a few parts.
I would send her drafts of it, and she'd be like, that doesn't grammatically make sense. Because I was still learning how to still learning how to be a songwriter. I'm a lot better now than I was back then.
No, you did most of it. There was just a couple times you're like, I don't know which word to use here, and I would
help you. I remember the moment where I was, because in between changing filters on roofs, I was writing. And so I remember I sent you a text message saying, as no matter the storms life may bring, forever I'll be wearing this ring. And you sent me back crying emojis. Like, oh my gosh, that hit me. That's it. And so, yeah.
It was so sweet because after you got done singing, everybody cheered.
Yes.
And
if you watch the video, you'll see there's a row of a bunch of my students. And they're all crying. And they're crying and being like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. But you could see them looking at the program and they start going, oh my gosh, he wrote this.
Yeah.
It's just
and everybody that ever came to our wedding, they would say a couple things. The food was freaking amazing.
Yes.
We had the best food at our wedding.
Oh, we did.
And the David song. That was the highlights of our wedding.
Yeah. And I need to re-record it. I am planning on re-recording it because the first version I ever did was a real rough demo with just GarageBand.
And I love it because we have a printout of the song that you have like written stuff on and stuff, hanging up framed in our house.
It's the original, because what I do is I write lyrics. Once I have the song, I write lyrics, and then I go back and I just write the letter of the chord.
Yeah.
Over where that chord is to be played. So this is, so okay, put that chord there, more right at the end of the ocean, and I put the chord there. And so I took that original one, and we have it framed.
And your voice was like so, I don't think you sang that song better. That day you
on the
were
post-recording, I probably did, because I had more time to work on it.
What post-recording?
The demo version that I gave to all of our family.
Oh.
That's my best version, but
like live,
but live in that moment, yeah, that was.
And then after that, that was it, right?
We came back to the front.
They pronounced us.
They prayed over us. And then they said, I now pronounce you Mr. and Mrs. Dwight David Holly. And they released us to what song?
Wait, we kissed.
Of course we kissed.
September.
By Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah.
But we did Danny Gokey's version because we just watched him on American Idol.
We loved Danny Gokey's version.
Yeah.
And our idea was we were going to we walked down the aisle.
Yes. And jumped in the car.
Immediately. But there were still people coming down the aisle.
Yes.
Because we wanted to book it over to the reception.
Because we wanted to greet everybody.
We really wanted to have a receiving line.
Yes.
This was I think it was my mom's idea. And it was perfect.
Which I guess we needed to then say, we didn't take pictures after. We did them all before.
Yeah.
So I saw the bride before the wedding.
I was very mixed about it until I started talking to other people, my mom being one of them. She didn't see my dad before the wedding. It was just way bigger back then not to do that. But she's like, I missed us. My dad never really got to look closely at her dress and spend time with her. It was just so rushed. You know, like if you've been married, you know, like the actual wedding ceremony and reception is a blink of an eye. It's over.
Yeah.
And
unless you have people that don't know how to plan it well and people are rambling on and on and on about things.
You know what I mean? Like you're just emotionally, you're in another world.
If you have a seasoned pastor though that has done a lot of weddings, Papa even knows like, this is not about me. I'm not going to talk a long time.
I don't mean that. I don't mean that. I mean, on your wedding day, the whole day is just it's a blink of an eye. It's over. That's what I mean.
Oh yeah.
And so she was like, I really wish we had seen each other before the wedding because I really wanted to see each other that day and spend the day together. And I was like, we
don't believe in bad luck and superstition. So,
but I really wanted to walk down the aisle to you. That was my whole thing.
Yes.
And so I walked down the aisle to you.
Tap me on the shoulder.
And we had our moment. That was the most nervous I was the whole day. Right before we saw each other. I remember having a little freak out in the bridal room and my friend Shay trying to calm me down. It was just everything was, I knew once I saw you, I'd be okay. But just that anticipation of oh my God, this is my wedding. Oh my God. It just
now it's real.
Yeah, it was real. I just freaked out.
Did you ever have cold feet?
No, 100% no.
Good.
No.
I didn't either.
No, I wasn't. It wasn't cold feet. It was just nerves. I don't even know how to explain it.
No, I wasn't afraid to marry you. My biggest thing was with any man that has his head in the right place is, okay, God, help me to be the husband she needs me to be. That's always been my thing.
I was 100% sure of our marriage.
Yeah,
it was just I don't even know how to, just the nerves, it was all hitting me. And then I'm so glad though that we did that first look because then once I saw you, I was fine.
Yeah.
And we were able to take pictures with our wedding party and with each other. And
which I know they appreciated. The whole thing of, this is the best we're going to look. We just got finished getting ready. So let's take the pictures now before our hair gets flipped out and everybody's.
Well, and we didn't want to be rushed.
Because come on, everybody. When the wedding happens, it's sweet. It's emotional. Tears are coming. Your bridesmaids are crying. Everybody. You don't want your pictures done with makeup being running and all that stuff. I understand
the people that want to wait, but also I really wanted to get good pictures without being rushed.
Yes.
We had 10 minutes, hurry. And so it was just so much more relaxing, especially with our wedding being so late in the day. If I had gone all that time, and then seeing it just would have been too much. So, but I didn't put my veil all the way on until the wedding. That was a little different.
Yeah.
I don't know where we're going with that.
Just things we did differently.
Yeah. So once we left,
we're rebels, even at our wedding.
No, I think it's very common.
You think there's still a lot of people that they don't want to be seen till the wedding?
I think it's more common now to be seen.
I agree.
It's way more common to actually see each other, just for photography, for everything. Very few people.
I think it helped our marriage last, that we did it the way we did it. The whole thing of your marriage won't last if it didn't happen. I think the reverse is true.
I think it was just so great to have that time together. Like we had the pictures of the first look, and then they kind of left us alone for a little while.
Yeah.
And we just kind of talked and just like worked together.
I got to actually take in your dress. There's details about it I remember because I had a moment to take it in and make an imprint.
Yeah. And then we had like all the family pictures, which that felt like it took forever.
Yeah.
And it just was good to have all that done. And being a family member in a wedding, I can tell you, I appreciate that because it, like having to take pictures at a reception and try to get your family all together and all that, it's just crazy. So our plan was, as soon as the wedding was over, we were going to book it across town to the reception.
Yep.
And as soon as people were getting there, we would greet them. And it kind of takes the pressure off of you trying to say hi to everybody. You know,
the whole thing of the couple can't eat their food because everybody has to come up and hug them and talk to them. We're getting that out of the way right now.
Yeah. And it was just great to kind of welcome them to. And so it was me and you and your mom and dad and my mom and dad. And we just welcomed everybody into the reception. And that was so special. And then, of course, the reception, I mean, the food, we had like different stations.
It's legendary. I'm not kidding.
Still,
to this day, people are like, that's the best wedding reception I've ever been to food-wise.
We had like a pasta station.
Yes.
We had a seafood station. We had like hand-carving
meat station.
I can't even like
we had a room designated to desserts because of everything.
Well, like of course the bridesmaids, the bride cake.
But we knew we have a lot of kids here, so that's the heaven for the kids.
We had like a candy table that was big back then. We had like this huge fruit display with like this tree made out of pineapple thing. Like it was insane. It was insane.
I've never seen anything like it.
It was insane. And my cake, because our colors were brown and pink, and I found this picture. I wasn't sure what I wanted.
We became obsessed with those colors for some reason.
Were we?
Yeah, because our towels were brown and red.
That was just
then we had a brown bedspread.
I think that was just kind of the style back then. It was very popular. It's not really my thing anymore, but I found this picture trying to figure out what I wanted my cake to be, because brown and pink, you know.
Yeah.
I was looking at all these pictures of white cakes with like brown and pink, and I don't really like it. And so I found this chocolate cake that had pink like swirls and roses and stuff.
It was beautiful.
And I was like, that's it. And it was so different because it was a chocolate cake.
So your mom's like, all right, I'm on it.
And it was gorgeous. It was so pretty.
And your mom still professionally makes cakes for people.
Yeah,
she's very good at it.
Yeah. And then they made your groom's cake, which looked like a keyboard.
It looked like my keyboard.
So yeah,
they said, send us a picture of your keyboard, and then they turned my keyboard into a cake.
And so many people were like, what is that doing here? And they didn't even realize it was cake.
I know. They thought someone was going to play music at the reception.
And then because David likes milk so much, we did a milk toast.
Yes.
And
especially with cake. Milk tastes good with cake.
Yeah, it was, and there is video of us eating, but we did not eat very much. I think somebody made us a plate. We were starving. So on our wedding day, my friend Shay, one of my best friends of the whole world, she's amazing. She spent the night at our apartment with me and my aunt, and we went to breakfast that morning. So we went to Cracker Barrel and had breakfast before. I had to get to the church pretty early for hair and makeup and all that. Even though I think we were doing pictures at like 3. I think I got to the church at like 10 or 11.
And guys, we're sorry we're jumping around so much, but
it's just hard to remember.
As things come to us, we're going to, hey, if you were sitting down at the table talking with us, this is the way it would be. So
the whole reason I'm saying that is because, I'd had breakfast and I remember my aunt being like, you need to eat protein. So I had like eggs. That's not like me, and like, bacon and stuff. So I ate a really good breakfast. And then for the wedding party, my mom and dad had put together like just some snacks. Like I think there was like some sandwiches, chips, that kind of stuff in the bridal suite.
But you don't want to mess up your lipstick and
makeup.
So
I think I had some Diet Coke and a few bites of something. And our wedding was at 7. So by the time we're eating, it's 8:30, it's late.
Yeah.
And I remember being so hungry.
Yeah.
And somebody made us a plate of food, and I remember trying stuff. And then of course, you get you get to talking to people and more pictures and different stuff. Yeah. And so we didn't really eat that much.
Yeah.
And then we left.
No, don't forget the moment that almost ruined the whole thing.
I didn't know if you wanted to talk about
that. Because I'm like, okay.
It's not really funny. It's terrible.
It's terrible, but I'm like, should I go into medical mode here? Because.
Well, my great aunt, so it's my mom's uncle's wife.
And she's no longer with us.
She's passed away. She had really bad seizures from an injury she had as a child. And they were at our wedding. And
I'm just saying, if we post the video, you're going to see this.
Well, I don't think you would notice it unless you were looking for it.
Right.
But we're about to cut the cake, and we're trying to find somebody because we don't have the cake server there.
Server thing. So we're looking around for that.
And
as we're going into the room where the cakes are.
No. So we're standing at the cake place. It's like a small room, so it's not like one of those things where everybody a lot of people are.
You're remembering this so wrong.
No, hold on. I know exactly where I'm going with this. Just hold on.
Okay.
So we're in this cake room, and I turn. My Aunt Pam's right there, and I turn to say, "I need the cake cutter thing." I mean, a lot of people are still out in the reception area. We're just in this small cake room, and there's some people watching us. And she looks at me. I still remember her face, and she said, "Alice has had a seizure." And as soon as she said that, I see them carrying her up the stairs, like not.
Are you sure this didn't happen as we were walking into the cake room?
No.
Because then I remember it happening right in front of us.
It did. We didn't see the seizure. We didn't see any of that.
No.
She looks at me and she says, "Alice has just had a seizure." And I look back because I'm turning to her to say, "We need the cake cutter." And she goes, at her face, she's just had a seizure. And I see them carry her, because upstairs was like some bedrooms that had like beds and stuff.
Yep.
And them carrying her up.
Yes.
And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, like
somebody's going to die at our wedding.
I was so frozen. Like, I don't know what to do right now.
And I just like, keep moving, honey. Just keep moving. Just try to let them handle it. Let's just keep moving.
I don't think anybody really realized, which is why they didn't cut it out of the video. I don't even think they even realized what happened.
They didn't get a good shot of it.
But I remember just being so worried, and she ended up being okay.
Yeah, because my brother has seizures.
Yeah.
So I'm like, at this point, the only thing you can do is let whoever's with them help them. That's all you can really do.
And they had a plan and stuff, and she was okay. She was okay. But that was a scary moment. And so we cut the cake and all of that. And I remember them asking us how we wanted to do the exit. We had planned like a firework exit, which again, oh my God, would never do that.
Random question. Are either of our milk cups still alive?
They broke.
They both broke.
Yeah.
One broke early, and then we had the other one for a long time.
Every time we moved, like stuff got broken, and those were so fragile. But we do have, I think we might have our cups somewhere. I think I still have at least one of the glasses
we drank out of?
the punch in. But we wanted to leave with a firework exit.
Yeah. So do we leave with? Because we discussed. Do you
bubbles? But it was night. Again, it's night.
It's nighttime. You're not going to see that. So then do you throw rice? That you're not going to see that either. And I didn't want anything too messy, and I didn't want anything too,
We both were like, oh, fireworks would be cool. Yeah. It's not like we put a lot of thought into this.
So everybody stand back and line the walkway with sparklers.
And I remember them being like, the people in charge were like, yelling at everybody like, listen, like this is important.
Back up.
They had like big things of water that you could extinguish the sparklers in and all of this. And so so we did like the garter and the bouquet toss and all that.
Yep.
And for our garter, I didn't want just like a white garter. I wanted something like fun. And so my mom put all these like crazy like colors and all kinds of stuff on the garters. I have one, and then we threw one. So all of that happened. And then they're like, okay, we're going to light the sparklers, and then we're going to run to our car.
Yep.
As the sparklers are lining the aisle,
they're disintegrating and dropping pieces of balls of fire where we're stepping and walking. And then you got little kids that are waving into Jessica's dress. And I'm like, you're trying to set my wife on fire.
It's a miracle I didn't catch on fire.
I know.
I remember us running and being like, oh my It was literally like just balls of fire falling. They were like just.
We could probably slow motion it and make it look like running from an explosion in a movie or something. It was crazy.
It was crazy. I've never seen sparklers do that. They were like messed up ones or something.
Because normally they just gradually burn down. No, these were like as they would burn, they'd break off and fall. And I'm like, oh, this is not good. Someone went and got the cheap stuff because this stuff's just breaking like crazy.
It was crazy because we're trying to find sparklers in September,
Right.
And so I forget who it was. I think it was my grandparents or something had driven like a special time to go to this fireworks stand to get them. Yeah. Of course, now everything's online. It would be a lot easier probably. But
everything's expired.
So I guess, I don't know. But it was crazy. And
then we jumped in the car and then you left and went to change.
Well, we drove back to my mom and dad's house because and my aunt was going to meet me there. of course, it took her a while because she had to go get her car and all that. And we just, zipped out of there. And so we sat there and she was going to help me out of the dress. The dress was like so many, what are they called?
Snaps.
No, it was like ribbon corseted, up the back. And she was going to help me take it off and like bustled and all this stuff. I was so sweaty.
Did you ever have to go to the restroom in your dress?
Yes. The funniest thing was my bridesmaids. We had this system, like we'd all gotten married around the same time. So we got really good at this. It would take like 3 of them to come in the stall with me. It like all smashed in, and they would all have it lifted up.
Now they have those things that a bride can wear and then pull up into a ball.
That would have been nice.
Yeah, wish you'd had that.
Because I had to pee quite a bit. Because you're nervous and everything.
You're drinking water to stay.
And I'd be like, I have to go to the bathroom again, and they would all help me like lift everything. It was very awkward, but thank goodness for friends. And so she was going to help me get out of the dress. It was so hot at our wedding reception because the reception, if we didn't say this, it was outside. Yeah. And it was the end of September in Alabama. It was hot.
It's still hot.
It is hot. And I was so sweaty, like all the different layers and all. It was so hot. And of course, y'all are in suits. Yep. And I remember us sitting on the couch just waiting for her to get there and being like, I cannot wait to take off this dress.
Not to get graphic, but did you ever even let it cross your mind? We're married now. If you want to watch me take this dress off.
Not really, because I knew my aunt was going to be helping me take it off. And so she finally gets there and she helps me out of it. And I was so sweaty. And she's like, do you want to go
because
get a
y'all,
washcloth?
That did not cross my mind because I had it in my mind. I did not want to see you like that until we got to our hotel room.
Yeah. And I remember we left my mom and dad's house, and of course they're there like cleaning up everything. And back then, and I think it's still a thing now, a lot of people do fake exits. So they'll leave and then come back. But I really wanted it to be like we left. Like I don't want to pretend like we're leaving and we're not.
And then the film people like went behind and like filmed our parents and filmed our friends.
Like they did like interviews with them and stuff. It was really special. Yeah. And we left and we were going to go to a hotel.
The Tutwiler in Birmingham.
But we were so hungry because we didn't eat that much.
So ingratiated to us forever, we went through Whataburger. And to this day, it's one of our favorite places to eat because of that.
It was so funny because there was so much food at our wedding, but you just don't. I think we had like one bite of cake.
Yeah, one little bit of everything that was there, so it was like hardly anything.
Yeah, and you had gone to the hotel before and dropped all of our stuff off.
Right.
So, we'll have to do like a whole thing about our honeymoon and stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, as most people know, the wedding night, everybody dreams of what it's going to be.
Because we waited. For our wedding night.
For our wedding. But this is the only advantage to having an earlier wedding. We were dead.
Yeah.
We were so dead. So
sweaty. Oh.
So our wedding night was not fireworks. It was just, I hate to say it. I'm serious. I'm finally with the woman that God had for me. It was extremely special. But
and this too, I don't want to be too.
No, it's something you have to practice and get better at.
Yeah, the first time is not the most enjoyable ever.
And especially if you do it right, according to the way the Bible wants you to do it, the whole point of it is you get to learn together and grow together in this part of your relationship.
Yeah. But it was like, oh my gosh, we're married. Our life is starting.
Yes.
We're about to go on our honeymoon because we're leaving the next day for our honeymoon.
We're sharing the same bed. We're her money is my money. She's got my last. Everything is
so weird.
It's no longer you and me. It's us.
I know.
That was the craziest thing. And this is the point I was going to make earlier that I want to bring back to now. So much of what we described to y'all are probably like, wow, that's sappy or that's romantic or that's whatever. We've lost a lot of that.
We have or
society
collectively.
Society. Okay. No, I don't feel like we've lost that.
I was going to say.
We have enough of that still in us, but no, like.
I don't think people think that because weddings are supposed to be, right?
No, but here's what I'm talking about. Like the whole thing about the video thing just taking off. Well, now everybody with a camera on their phone, we've lost the specialness of these moments and of the magic of things. Now, when you as the future bride are planning how your husband asks you to marry him, that's the stuff where I'm like, y'all have got to let this junk go.
I don't know if that's happening.
Oh, yes, it does. There are women that are like, you're going to... whenever you do it, I want it like this, and I want it to be like this, and I want you to surprise me with this, and I want my family to be there.
I'm sure that there was people like that when we were doing it too.
And there may have been, but now this whole thing and I want it videoed, and I want the angle of this and whatever. And I remember hearing a podcast talking about this because they were taking questions, and one of them was like, so my wife, the girl, my girlfriend who I want to ask to marry me, she really wants her family there, but she also wants my family there. She wants her so and so to be holding the camera. And you know what the podcast host said? Let her plan it. What's the point of you doing any of this? And I got so angry listening to it. I'm like, the man has this responsibility of laying his life down to take up this woman and make her part of himself. If he wants to make the biggest decision of his life, other than asking the Lord to become Lord of his life, if this is the biggest thing, let him make the most of that. This is a big deal. By women sucking all of the planning out of that and making it special and making that his gift to you.
Why are you putting the wet blanket down? I don't think that's common, though. I think there's people that do it.
It's a lot more common than you think. And those of you in the comments, I want y'all to talk about this.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I just think for most people, it doesn't.
What I'm saying is
most women aren't like that.
And what I'm saying, you might be surprised, but what I'm saying is not the wet blanket of it. What I'm saying is that I'm so thankful that we both understood the way that God wanted this to be done, and we both understood the man's role and the woman's role, that because of that, it was as special as it was. Everything from the way I asked you, we've talked about our engagement story, through the planning process of it, to understanding when David needs to plan with me and when I need to take care of this myself, and vice versa, and the way the wedding went, the way the reception went. I can't remember any moment of frustration or why isn't this working or
and I think too, like, you have to communicate. Like, everybody's different, and things that are important to you are probably not important to other grooms, and vice versa, and all the things. And so, we really talked about each other. Hey, do you care about this? No, not really. Okay, well, which part do you want to be involved in? Blah, blah, blah. And you just have to communicate.
The only thing that I remember was, and you'll see this in the video, is they were supposed to play my presentation before we came in.
There was a few hiccups.
Yeah, and so they didn't. And so when we walked in, I'm like, well, I guess they're not going to play it. So maybe they're going to play it when Jessica comes down the aisle or whatever. But then they played it while we're all standing on the stage. And so everybody sees us come in and like, okay, we're about to start.
They were supposed to play the slideshows of both of us before
anybody came in.
And I'm back, by the doors waiting to come in on the bridal party.
And I'm on the side of the stage waiting to come in.
And then we hear
our wedding music.
Yeah, the wedding music, like for
everybody to come in.
And I remember looking like, that's wrong.
They skipped
everything. And after just a few seconds, then they started playing the right thing. But you were like, well, I guess we're coming in because that's our cue.
I know.
And I just remember thinking, if they skip
I waited you can look at the video. I waited like 10, 15 seconds.
It wasn't that long.
It felt like it.
It probably felt like it for sure.
Yeah, but I'm like, y'all, because
as soon as I go, they're playing the wrong music, and look around, they started playing.
Because I'm like, okay, maybe if I don't come in immediately, they'll be like, oh, they're not coming in yet.
I think that's what happened. But by the time they kind of realized it, and started the other one, y'all had already come in.
But other than that, I don't remember anything else.
We had a problem with the programs.
Oh, really? I don't remember this.
So, oh my gosh, y'all, it's so much easier now. But like the wedding programs, that you get. And I don't know why it seems so important to me. I really wanted the wedding programs. I remember my mom being like, do we need them? And my dad's like, if she wants them, well, let's do it. It's not that big of a deal. And so I picked them out. And back then there was no ordering them online and typing out what you wanted them to say. And we had a lot of stuff in our wedding. If you can't tell already. And so my mom had to go through with somebody on the phone, spell each individual thing that we had in our program.
You had to walk through it to make sure.
Well, they came a few days before the wedding, and there was so many mistakes in it.
Ugh.
Even though she had gone through it over and over with the people on the phone, they had listed people's names wrong and all this. So we contacted them, and they were rushed the fixed ones to us. They got there the day before the wedding, and they were messed up. Not as bad, but they listed your grandfather as Henry Hawley. They had one of the groomsmen's names wrong. There was just a couple of different things. So I remember being like, oh man, we just had to use them at that point.
We also had a engagement picture of us with a border for everybody to sign.
Yes.
Which we have hanging in our room.
In our bedroom is still in there.
Yeah. Is there anything else that's commemorative from that day other than wedding pictures?
Yeah, we had our guest book and stuff, and I still have that. But I'm glad that we had the frame so that we can, we see that all the time. I'm trying to think if there's anything super special. We had
I didn't get to keep the tux. So
No, you rented that, which
yeah.
If we were going to get married, do all this over again, I probably would just like have you wear a suit. But, you know, the tux was the thing back then.
I do want to renew our vows, maybe either 20 or 25. I definitely would love to.
My thing is, though, like, you know, those vows, we're still on them.
Yeah. Yeah. What was it Greg said on Rick and Bubba? Hey, what the whole
the presidential.
Yeah, the re-inauguration of a president who's incumbent. Hey, that oath, you're still on it.
Yeah. Do we need to renew
Do we need all this pomp and circumstance and everybody stand up and sit down 500 times because of this?
I mean, I do think it would be special, but
yeah.
I don't know. The tux was really nice. It was nice.
Yeah.
It was just so nice to have so much family there.
Yeah.
And so many people there. We had how many people do you think were at our wedding? A couple hundred at least?
Probably 250 or so.
There was a lot of people there. And it just was so special to have so many people, so much love.
Yeah.
It went by so fast. Like, you know, you wait for it forever and then it's like, oh, it's over.
Yeah, it's been a few years since we've watched it, but because we watched it every year for like the first 10 years of our marriage. So we're like, we got to memorize now.
Yeah, we kind of seen it a bunch.
Yeah, but I mean, we could probably.
I wonder if the kids would like to watch it.
Maybe.
I think they would. I think they've seen it, but it's been a while.
Yeah, maybe.
I think Lucy would like it. Probably Mark and Nate too.
Yeah, we could definitely probably show it to him next week when our anniversary is. At the time of this recording tomorrow.
What was your favorite memory of our wedding?
Of our wedding? Mm-hmm. Me singing to you.
Yeah, me too. That was my favorite.
Yeah, that, and I'm not saying because it was that moment transcends.
Yeah,
it just really does.
Special.
I don't remember how I don't remember how I sounded. I don't remember anything being easy about it or difficult about it or anything like that. I just remember in that moment, this is an out of body experience.
It really did feel like it was a private moment. I mean, I know everybody was there, but it was like so special between the two of us.
Yeah.
And I had a little handkerchief. I still have it. And you can see me like crying and wiping my eyes. And on the handkerchief, you can see like my makeup smeared on there.
I did a good job.
Yeah. I
got you.
You did a good job. And it was such a great day. It was such a great day.
Yeah, like I said, I'm hoping to re-record it. It's been because my voice has changed a little bit since then. So I would love to hear how I sound singing it now with my voice now. But yeah, there's so many great memories from it, and I still crack up thinking that such almost a prophetic choice that Blessed became Blessed Jess.
I didn't even realize that till a few years ago. I was like, oh my gosh, that was the song I picked to like summarize my life.
Yeah. And I love Rachel Lampa, and that version of her song is so beautiful. And yeah, so there's a lot of things I take away from it. There's a lot of, we really, my biggest takeaway from our wedding is we did it right.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of us for that, you know, and I'm not ashamed to say it. We adhered to what the Bible says to be as a man, as a woman. We waited for each other, you know, and no guilt or anything to those who you didn't do that. There's forgiveness, and you can wipe the slate clean. And even if you marry someone and it's not your first, you can go into that relationship pure and go from this moment forward. You're my always, and that we firmly believe that, and that's for all mistakes people make. There's forgiveness for it. But I'm just so thankful that both of us probably at some point had the chance to shortcut or do things that would have made that moment not as special. And we both, because of our walks with the Lord, we both said, Lord, protect us from making bad decisions. Because when we do this, we want to do it right.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful that we dated each other correctly. We were engaged to each other correctly. Our wedding was beautiful. Our honeymoon was beautiful. And we've had... Have there been mistakes made in things since then? Have we been a perfect husband and wife? Absolutely not.
No.
But because Christ was at the center of it, and because we chose to build our marriage foundation on the Word of God, it's only been fruitful and blessed. And
it's crazy to think that it's been 16 years.
Yeah.
Sweet 16.
And it has been a sweet 16.
It's just crazy. Like,
what's the material for 16? I'm gonna look that up right now.
I'm not sure, but
because I know for the 10 years it's 10.
It just feels so crazy because I was thinking about this earlier. Like when we were first getting married, I remember thinking like, oh, 20 years. These people have been married 20 years. Oh my gosh, that's so long.
It's a long time.
But then when it happens to you, like 16, it just feels like a blink of an eye almost. It just has gone by so quickly.
For the 16th wedding anniversary, the traditional gift material is wax. So we got to get candles, which you love candles. So that's just funny.
The wedding gifts are so weird. Like, who came up with this list?
I mean, number one is paper.
Yeah. Which paper, those can be good gifts. You could get somebody like a trip or, like paper gifts could be good. Yeah. But then they just get weird.
I mean, did we ever honor any of these?
No.
Let's say number one is paper. Number two is cotton. Number three is leather. Number four is fruit or flowers or fruit, which I'm sure you get flowers every anniversary. Number five is wood. I knew that. Number six is candy or iron. That's an extreme.
Candy or iron.
Seventh is copper or wood. Come on.
Again with the wood?
Wool.
Oh, wool.
Wool. I'm sorry.
You said wood.
I didn't mean to. Number 8 is bronze. 9 is pottery. 10.
How are we getting bronze and pottery and then we go back to wax?
I don't understand.
As you get older?
I don't know. 10, wax eloquent, I guess. 10 is tin or aluminum. 11th is steel. 12 is silk. 13 is lace. 14 is ivory. 15 is crystal.
So they all get really good, and then all of a sudden, wax.
I know.
What in the world?
I don't understand that.
Lace, crystal,
oh, but
steel.
Hey, here, we need to start budgeting because number 17 is furniture.
Right. That actually probably will need some by then.
Yeah. There's we were talking about that the other day. We need to replace our coffee station.
Yeah, our coffee station and our kitchen table.
Yeah. Maybe we can get one of those two.
Our kitchen table has grooves, kind of like this
table,
and little crumbs and stuff get trapped.
It looked
in there.
great in the picture.
I did not think about that when we bought that table.
No.
Now I will always think about it.
Do not get a table
with grooves.
I
mean, for something like this,
if you're going to eat on it.
If it's something like this where you're just sitting here talking, that's one thing.
If it's a coffee table or a decorative or a conference room table where you're not really going to eat at it,
there's no way to get everything out.
But no, if there's food involved and it's got grooves, the food's going to get in there and you cannot get it out.
Crumbs, little bits of stuff. Oh, such a pain.
Yeah.
I've tried everything, like knives and all this stuff to get it out, and it'll get some out, but not everything.
What are those like wire cleaners that you can like stick in there?
Nothing gets it good because they get like really down ground.
Yeah, in the corners of the grooves and everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. But 16 years, it has been sweet, and I'm looking forward to 50 more. Yeah, we can.
We'll be really old.
Yeah, I've seen people married 80 years. In 85 years. It's possible. It's not easy. And probably they got married when they were 16, 17, but it's...
Well, your grandparents have been married like over 75 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was, early 20s. She was too.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's a long time.
Yeah. I love you.
I love you too. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. So what kind of candle are you going to get me?
I have a whole closet of candles, so I'll just get one of those out. Yeah, and we don't have to buy anything.
How about that? Or how about you let me pick the Scentsy flavor that we put in our little
the flavor,
the little thing. Yeah, happy anniversary. Here, we're gonna burn this.
Yeah, I was gonna say don't buy any candles because we have a whole closet of them.
Yeah, we have a bunch of candles.
I have a stockpile.
Yeah, you always find them on clearance, and
I wait till like Bath and Body Works is having a sale, or I'll find them clearance at Aldi or whatever, and I'll buy them. Stock up.
Yeah, but you will have flowers on your anniversary. You always do. I'll make sure you have that. Is there anything else you want?
Not really. We had a big anniversary last year. So
yeah, we did.
We're gonna have more low key this year.
Yeah, but I'm gonna try to. I've already budgeted. I'm gonna take the day off, and we're gonna spend the day together.
That'll be nice.
Yeah, that'd be great to be able to do that for anniversary.
Probably film another podcast.
Yeah, we like talking to you. So, I love you.
I love you too.
All right. Well, thank you all, everybody, for listening and watching. If you are in the audio universe right now, make sure you give us a 5-star rating. Make sure you leave a comment. We do look at your comments and we try to answer them. And also make sure you send us your questions. We would love to answer questions. We're going to probably do a Q&A episode here in the very near future. And so please send your questions to us at married15tolife@mail.com, not email or ymail, at mail.com. Love
not
you guys.
Xmail, not Ymail, not Gmail. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, not anything else. Married15tolife@mail.com. Jess?
If you're watching on YouTube, it definitely will help us out if you'll make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. Click the thumbs up button to like the video, leave us a comment, and make sure you hit the notification bell to be notified when we post new videos.
1 year of this podcast, honey.
That's crazy.
How many more years you want to do?
I don't know. We'll just see.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Me too.
Until next time, everybody, I'm David.
I'm Jess.
I'm the husband.
I'm the wife.
And we are 16 years married.
15.
Yeah, it will always be 15, but 16 years
16
married.
16 to life.
Can I still be your friend?
Yes.
Will you still marry me again?
Yes.
All right.
That vow you're on, you're still on it.
You're still on yours too. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye, everybody.